Hello and welcome to my Flipgrid audio posting, or not audio, but my video posting. The project that I chose was actually my own, which is the build for um, Bilbo's Hobbit hole. So let's actually get right into it. So once we go up these steps, you will see first the outside of his house, and then this pathway. It's pretty odd and pretty uneven, but that's what it's like in the movie and the book. The material that we're standing on is a muddy, grassy type, which is actually exactly what it almost looked like in the movie. Um, on the outside here, you can see his garden, which is surrounded by a a brick type wall and some wooden fences. There are also a few lanterns to provide some light in the dark if he comes back home late. Once we get inside the garden, you can see that he's growing some pumpkins, a bit of potato, and some carrots, but most importantly, he's growing a lot of wheat for him to save some money for bread and other types of food. So let's get right into the interior or the house in case. The first three things that we see are the handkerchief that he left on his journey, the Arkenstone, and last and most importantly, Smaug's head, which is a sort of victory stance for Bilbo, showing off that they had won in the battle. In this section of his house, you can see that he's growing some plants. There's a window here to look outside, and a pole here with some extra space in the back to put some food or other types of items. Under the pole, you can see a toolbox, um, in handy if he needs to maybe crawl under here and grab some tools if he needs them. Above here to the right, you can see that the oven is actually into the wall to save some space for him. And then right in front of it, you can see a campfire sort of item, which helps him smoke and cook his meat. To the right of this, you can see a pot-like item, which helps him brew tea and soup and other sorts of foods. When you walk into this section, you can see that there's a pot of flour for some decoration, another pole where he puts his clothes on, and two bookshelves for him if he reads and if he's bored or somehow. Under it, you can see that there's actually a toolbox again for him if he needs it, just in case. To the right of this, you can see two pretty big chests with his valuables inside and some of his clothes. Right here, you can see an armor stand with some diamond armor on it, showing that he has some jewelry. Here you can see some barrels with some item frames on them, with a normal apple, but what's even better is that he has a golden apple, which means that he's pretty high up in his valley, showing that he is very um not praised, but he's liked by many in a case. And then to the right, you can see his bed with a lantern, and then next to it a barrel if he wakes up and he needs a beer or something. To the right here, you can see the chainmail armor that he was given by Thorin. And then under it, his most prized possession, which is his golden ring. Right here in front of his bed is some item frames with some cooked meat, some raw meat, and some cooked mutton. Above here, you can see a light to show some light, of course. And then here, there's some more chests with his valuables and his clothes in it. Here, there's some more bookshelves and another toolbox with another flower for some decoration. And another clothing rack and some more lights. Here, when you walk into the last slot of his house, you can see that he has some more flowers, another food rack, a crafting table, an oven, another campfire in a case, and what's different from that side, on this side, is that he actually has an anvil, which he uses mostly to smelt his iron and to make his sword that he got from Thorin a bit more sharper. So since we've gone through the interior, we can now go outside to look at the top of his house. So, as you can see, he's grown some flowers, some sunflowers, some roses. There's some grass on here with a few leaves, and yeah. There's nothing much new on top of his house other than it's inside of the mountain, which is of course the same as in the book and the movie. But yeah, that'll be the last thing of my presentation. If there's anything wrong, please tell me, and yeah, thanks for listening.